Hi, this is Jennifer, your course facilitator, and I'm going to show you a couple of things in Camtasia Studio tonight that may prove helpful for you as you work on Camtasia and also as you work on your user guide. The first has to do with zooming. If you don't know what zooming is, you will in just a couple of minutes. And the other thing has to do with saving images from your Camtasia work to use in your user guide. So let's get started. Let's say that I am showing people the Twitter interface and I want to record myself logging in to the Twitter interface. I'm in Camtasia. I come up to record the screen. I press the button. I'm already in my Twitter interface on my browser. So I'm ready to record. My webcam's turned off. I've also turned off audio because I don't even need the audio for this. All I want to show is myself logging in. So I hit the record button. I'll get the 3, 2, 1 in just a second. Here we go. And what I'm going to do then is hit my sign in. I've got my username here and my password here, and I hit sign in, and my Twitter interface pops up with my username and my account information, and that's basically what I want to show people. So I stop my recording. This shows me my mouse is moving around exactly the way I want it to. I hit pause. I save and edit. I save it, and let's call this, I've got it in a Twitter Camtasia folder, and I'm going to call it Twitter recording, Twitter rec. That's my CamRec file. My Camtasia Studio comes up, and you can see right here it automatically goes to the timeline, and here's my recording. When I play back, it's the recording I just did. Okay. This shows me actually signing in. Okay, and so on. Now, let's say that what I really want to do, I'm showing my entire screen here, but I really want to focus people on what's going on in this username and password area as I log in. So I find where I first started that, and it was right about here. I'm going to zoom in on this area. This is what zooming is. You're showing people only what they really need to see on the screen and not all this excess stuff. So I'm going to use the button called Zoom and Pan. Now if you don't see Zoom and Pan, go to More and you should see it here. But I see it here, so I'm going to click Zoom and Pan. And I notice, if I get rid of that block, I've got currently my screen is showing at 80% of its capacity. The movie itself is showing at 80% of its capacity. If I really stretched it out to 100%, you wouldn't be able to see the full thing on the canvas. But it's at 80%, and that's something I want to remember in just a minute. But what I want to do now is really focus in on this area. To do that, I'm going to use these little corner areas here, the little white round circles. I bring this in gradually, and as you can see, as I bring this in gradually, that middle section is getting bigger and bigger. In other words, it's getting more and more visible. So I bring it in as much as I really want to, and let's say that's about right there. That looks pretty good. What's going to happen now as I play my video, only that part of my screen that I recorded is going to show up. It's still there, it's just that not everything is on my canvas anymore. It's out in these boundary areas, as you can see right here. And if you look down here on the timeline, you can see this arrow shows me where I did the zoom. If I come before the arrow, I'm at the regular screen, the regular size screen. Once I hit this little round arrow here and start going forward, it starts zooming in for me. And at that point, I'm where I want to be. Now I can keep that up as long as I want to, but let's say once I sign in, which comes on over here. Let's just keep going here. Let's say at that point I want to zoom back out. What I can do is, I remember that I was at 80%, I'm now at 129%. If I simply type 80% back in, I'm not quite on the canvas the way I was, but I'm pretty close. So I would simply take my video at this point and drag it so that I get my centering lines. These yellow lines will tell you when you are centered on the screen. And you can see there's a yellow line going vertically through the middle, a yellow line going horizontally through the middle. That tells me I'm back where I was. And at that point, I'm showing the full screen again. So you can see here, I start at the full screen. I zoom in. I do what I want to do. I'm logging in. It's going along the timeline, and in just a second, it's going to zoom right back out for me, and I'm where I want it to be. That's something you can use as you are doing your Camtasia project, potentially. Now, the other thing I want to show has to do with things you might use in your user guide. For instance, let's say that I want to show this screenshot in my user guide. Okay, I don't need to use Snagit for this. What I can do is simply, I want to use this particular image. I can come to File, Produce Special, and export this frame. And that particular frame will then, I can then save it as a ping image and use it in my user guide later on. If I hit Export Frame As, it asks me where I want to save it. I'm going to save it to the folder I created a few minutes ago, which was Twitter Camtasia. And I'm going to then call it Login Twitter. You'll see it is a ping file. I save it, and now when I go to my Windows Explorer and look for that particular file, Login Twitter sitting there. If I want to open it, that's the image I see, and I might use that in my Word document. So that's just a little bit of what you can do with Camtasia besides your normal adding images and so on. Using the zoom and pan is really good if you want to really zoom in on particular things in your recordings or in any video that you import into Camtasia, and then taking snapshots by using File, Produce Special, and Export Frame As can come in really handy as well. I hope this helps you.